My name is Jonathan Haagen, and I'm a senior consultant in the marketing and sales department at Bayer Business Consulting. My educational background, I got my bachelor's degree from Wesleyan University and then did my MBA at Wharton at the University of Pennsylvania. So prior to my MBA degree, I worked as a journalist in China. I was with the Economist Intelligence Unit in Beijing and then did freelance work for a couple other publications like the Wall Street Journal and Fortune magazine. When I began working as a journalist, I had a pretty narrow set of topics, mostly on the finance industry or securities. But as I got a little more experience and built out my contact list, I began writing about education, healthcare, corporate social responsibility. And while that was really wonderful and I enjoyed it a great deal, I would say that journalism lacked two things. The first is that while you got this great breadth of knowledge about a variety of different subjects, you rarely got the chance to go really deep to become an expert on something. And the second, which was probably the most important, is there really is not a chance to see the impact of what you're doing besides I got this many page views or that many retweets. And so I felt the need going on that I really wanted to be able to see the impact of my work, and so that ultimately led me to business school and then to consulting. I left journalism, but in a way I am still able to use the skills and experiences that I gained while as a journalist now that I'm a consultant. And I think some of those are quite obvious, that you need skills in secondary research, you need to be able to prepare and execute interviews, you need some skill in written and oral communication. But what I found to be the most relevant skills are more of the softer skills, being able to convince people to trust you and talk to you even if you don't have positional power, and in many ways taking a new challenge, something that you don't know anything about, and figuring out how to structure an approach to learning what you need to know. Those are all journalism skills that are very, very helpful in consulting. Consulting was a great match for me because, like with journalism, it gave me a chance to feed my curiosity while at the same time going deeper than I ever got a chance to do before. So to learn how products are launched, how brands are positioned, how teams are formed and driven to succeed or set up for failure. That was all wonderful and a way to remain intellectually stimulated. The reason why Bayer Business Consulting was an especially good fit for me is because you really, really get the chance to see the impact of your work. And I think if you are at an external consulting firm, a lot of the time you fly in and try to solve a problem for a couple weeks and then you fly out. And there's good and bad, because at Bayer you really need to stand behind the recommendations you make because you're not going anywhere. But on the flip side, you get to see the impact of what you've recommended be implemented and help change the company.